President Trump has continued to lob attacks at the league, at the Football League, predicting imminent disaster if they continue to let players protest during the national anthem.
The NFL is in a very bad box. You cannot have people disrespecting our national anthem, our flag, our country, and that's what they're doing. And in my opinion, the NFL has to change. Or you know what's going to happen? Their business is going to go to hell.
Mark Steyn knows something about powerful organizations going into decline. He's been writing about Europe for decades. Mark Steyn joins us tonight. Mark, it does seem like a kind of perverse system where U.S. taxpayers help make NFL team owners richer while they allow their employees to give the finger to the country that subsidizes them. How does that work?
Yeah, and I think the owners are actually giving the finger too, the joining hands and taking part in this subversion of a civic ritual. The justification for these subsidies by taxpayers for football stadiums, which I don't particularly agree with, but the justification for them is that somehow it is a public civic event in which the entire community can participate as a community. That's the justification for these subventions, which have made these people enormously rich. You can't have that. And then for these organizations to strike at the most basic civic ritual, which is standing up for the national anthem. I mean, a national anthem can be a national anthem, or it can be an opportunity for self-expression, but it can't be both. The subversion of the most basic civic ritual of all by these enormously wealthy people, privileged beyond belief, is absolutely revolting.
Well, it's just, has there ever been a country where the elites, the people who are supposed to be running the country, to whom the rest of us mere plebes look on in awe and ask, how should we live? We take our cues from you. Has there ever been a country where those people attack the basic symbols of the country? It seems so perverse and decadent to me.
Well, what's interesting to me about this, there are people, I've spent a lot of my time in the province of Quebec, where the Lieutenant Governor enters to the first half of God Save the Queen and the last half of O Canada, neither of which secessionist Quebecers care a hoot for. But they still all rise reluctantly to their feet and at least kind of look semi-bored as they're standing up for it. Malcolm Turnbull, the Prime Minister of Australia, ran a campaign to get rid of the present Australian flag, but he still stands up for that flag. What is going on here is absolutely extraordinary, where people are actually taking the most basic act a citizen can do, rise to his feet when he hears the first bars of the national anthem, and have constructed an entirely different ritual around it. And to listen to people saying, oh, well, that, as you said yesterday, the free speech argument is completely disingenuous. These are the same people who say that if Ben Shapiro or the head of the IMF or Ayaan Hirsi Ali comes to an American college, it's so traumatizing, you have to have a safe space for them. But these same people will defend the hollowing out of one of the few communal acts remaining in a divided nation, and they will defend it on free speech grounds completely disingenuously.
What do you think would happen if NFL players did this to the Mexican flag? If they said, look, Mexico has a long history of mistreating its minorities, which it does, as you know, and we're not going to stand for the Mexican flag, and we're going to talk during the anthem. How do you think, MSNBC would respond to that?
Oh, no, they would regard that as absolutely disgraceful. But the point here is that identity politics is all about the old Leninist thing, who is doing what to whom. So it is all right to trash icons of the American inheritance. So in the same way that for the Dallas School Board to propose getting rid of anything named after Madison, Jefferson and Franklin is fine, so it's okay to come up with your own way of respecting the American flag. And again, it's nothing to do with whether they have the right to do it.
Of course.
It's nothing to do with whether it's legal or illegal. It's just that in the realm of manners, where most of us live, where we don't require a policeman to tell us we can do something
totally
or not,
true.
This is disgraceful.
It is. Mark Steyn always sums it up perfectly. Thank you.